Tonight, it has been more than 24 hours since this 4-year-old little girl was last seen.
39 Hillsborough Street, 39 Hillsborough Street.
The alert
4-year-old pediatric missing.
from a dispatcher in Aiken County just moments after the 911 call.
20-30 minutes ago, wearing a pink Minnie Mouse pajamas.
Javea Harris believed to have wandered away from her home. What that caller told 911 over the phone is what deputies say this expansive and exhaustive search has been based on. Knocking door to door in neighborhoods through the night. Today, from the air and on the ground, it is a search that continues. There is a growing list of concerns tonight. Among the temperature and humidity little Javea could be lost in. And perhaps the biggest question, at just 4 years old and not even 4 feet tall, how far could she have gotten? Hello, everybody. We begin tonight following that local breaking news alert out of Aiken County, where it has now been more than a day since Javea Harris was reported missing. That was her picture you just saw right now. Sydney Hood standing by. So many people want to know how can they help tonight, and the best way is taking that picture of this little girl and sharing it however you can, whether that is taking it from our social media, from our website, from the Aiken County Sheriff's Office social media, putting it on yours and spreading the news that this little girl is missing tonight, last seen on Hillsborough Street near Ridgecrest Road, wearing pink Minnie Mouse pajamas, Crocs, and she had pink braids when she was last seen. The search on your screen, where this map is zooming into, north of the city of Aiken, south of I-20 in this neighborhood, that is where law enforcement has converged for the last almost 24 hours. They used bloodhounds, canines. They were in the air with a sled helicopter, with drones, and door to door, including through the night. That is where they knocked to ask, has anyone got any information about where this little girl could be? That tip line there on your screen, 803-502-5200. No tip, we were told today, no detail in this case is too small for you to pass it along. They are needing a break tonight there to find this missing 4-year-old little girl, Javea Harris there. We were first last night to tell you about this story. We were first to be there on the scene. There has been a command center at Bethel Baptist Church in Aiken County, and that is where Sydney Palmer is tonight. She has talked to the pastor of that church. Sydney, I thought it was iconic when you were there with us earlier. I was there with you earlier, I should say, to hear that pastor's story about having a meeting today. A congregation was coming together to celebrate the 4th of July, and how that changed. A church that opened its doors not for its congregation, but for a community of law enforcement on a very specific mission.
That's right, Brett. As you can see behind me, the scene has kind of started to close, but one community member, like you mentioned, Pastor Stan Adams, really stepped up today. He got here around 1:30 this morning. He found out that his church was going to be the command center late last night and didn't really think much of it. He just thought they would be using his restrooms, but he ended up getting here this morning around 1:30 and stayed throughout the entire search today. And they were meant to have a 4th of July celebration as a part of their congregation, but because the parking lot was completely blocked off earlier today, he decided to pivot and instead use those hot dogs and 4th of July decorations that he had to kind of lift up the crew and law enforcement agencies that were searching for 4-year-old Javea Harris today. And even though he was able to provide and lift spirits just a little bit for that brief moment, Javea Harris is still missing.